your stuff. Do not get frustrated out there, and do not send that sign to the other side or into your dugout like he did in Philadelphia.
All right, the Dodgers get Shohei Ohtani back for the series finale in Texas. Dodgers trying to take 2 out of 3. Joe and Oral, take it away, guys. We'll see you after the game.
All right, John, in this weekend matchup of the last 2 champions has been split the first 2 games. Dodgers took the first one 3-0. The Rangers responded with a 9th inning win yesterday. And so today's the rubber match, and we welcome inside. Happy Easter. Joe Davis or Hershiser. Kirsten Watson joins us in just a moment. And it's lived up to the billing so far. Some great pitching matchups and some tight games.
Yeah, and these 2 teams, you know, near the top of their divisions, Texas on top, they're starting to swing the bats well, but the Dodgers need to come through today to win the series.
The big guy's back at the top of the lineup, Kirsten.
He sure is. And yesterday, Shohei Ohtani and his wife, Mamiko, announced that they welcomed a beautiful and healthy baby girl. So today, it is back to business, of course, batting leadoff. And Dave Roberts said he has a question. Is he going to come with some new dad strength? He expects the answer to be yes. He's hoping to see 120 off the bat from Shohei Ohtani, guys.
Yeah, what does dad strength look like for a guy who already hits at 118 routinely? We mentioned the pitching's been really good in this series. You had Yamamoto 7 scoreless innings on Friday. Sasaki's best start yesterday. Glass now tries to keep it rolling today.
Yeah, shocking loss last night at the end of the game, but the starters have been outstanding. Yamamoto with his split chase down the middle was fantastic. The fastball command set that up. And then Sasaki, what a great example for him to follow. He was landing his split more, but he really leaned on his slider, and it was his strike percentage that made that a very successful outing. And then today with Tyler Glasnow, he is looking to respond in a big way to follow those 2. Throw strikes and then make them chase. Stay away from the home run and stay away from the walks. And on the other side, a guy who really should just be a solid big league pitcher, but he is putting up elite numbers with immaculate location.
Top pitching staff in the American League so far. Rangers been all backwards from what everybody expected. The starting staff #1. He's been the best of the bunch. 2023 champion Rangers, 24 champion Dodgers. The rubber match coming up on Sportsnet LA. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. There's so much free food in the new Jack app, your wallet's going to miss you. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Back at Globe Life Field, Place has been rocking this weekend. You can tell that it's a big series between a couple teams with big expectations. The Dodgers winning the first game 3-0 behind 7 scoreless innings from Yamamoto. Adolis Garcia with the walk-off home run yesterday to even the series up with a 4-3 Texas win. We'll wrap up this series today, travel on to Chicago tonight, enjoy an off day tomorrow before playing the Cubs yet again for the 3rd time in the first month. It'll be the Dodgers and the Cubs. Well, Ohtani hustling back after the birth of his first child. He's saying, honey, I gotta go. I got the Rangers. 21 home runs against Texas in his career. That's the most against any opponent.
And he's got his dad's strength now. I can't wait to see how far he hits it.
Yeah, what does Ohtani dad's strength look like? Let's see what the lineup looks like. Brought to you by your Southern California helpful Honda dealers. With Ohtani back in there leading off, and then Mookie Betts hitting second. Freddie Freeman at first after the home run yesterday. He bats third. Teoscar Hernandez, the cleanup man. Tommy Edman moves back down to 5th after holding down the leadoff spot the last 2 days. Conforto's in left. Max Muncy's at 3rd, and a couple guys getting rear starts here on this Sunday with Miguel Rojas at 2nd, and Austin Barnes doing the catching. Dave Roberts' team's won 4 of its last 5. 15-7. They're a half game back of the Padres, who have lost the first 2 games down in Houston. First time all year the Astros have won back-to-back games, and looking for the sweep today, actually tonight on Sunday Night Baseball. Rangers are 13-8. They've won 4 of 5 as well. First place in the American League West, tied with the Yankees and the Tigers for the best record in the American League. And there is Bruce Bochy, who yesterday moved into 6th place all-time for managerial wins. Broke a tie with a longtime friend and a longtime foe of his, and Dusty Baker, whose relationship goes back to when they were players, with Dusty in Houston, or Dusty in LA, and Bruce in Houston. They faced off for the first time very early on in their pro careers. And here's the list at this point. Next up is Sparky Anderson, and he's only 10 wins away from him. Longtime Reds and Tigers skipper. All right, so here is Tyler Mahle in a rotation that has Jacob deGrom, and it's got Nathan Eovaldi. It's got a couple first-round picks that they're high on. It's this guy here, Tyler Mahle, leading the charge at 3-0 with a 0.92.
His first outing of the year was a little bit of a rough one, but after that he has been on a roll, and the roll has mainly been with his 4-seam fastball that is elevated. Now, it is not elite as far as velocity, but the spin rate is really good, and he gets a lot of outs at the top of the strike zone. The Dodgers, when you look at their breakdown of their offense, they don't hit the 4-seam fastball especially well, but they will always slug, and I would think they're going to be looking for this pitch today.
It's proof that you don't have to throw it 99 to get guys out. In this era of high velocities, doing it, like you said, 91, 92, good location, good command, and unique characteristics to the way the pitch spins. The hitters think that it's going to drop, but it keeps on staying up, and a lot of times he gets swings under it.
Yeah, alongside that 4-seam fastball, he has a split finger, and then he has a slider which he'll throw more often to righties, and a cutter that he will throw more often to lefties. So the pitch mix is a 4-pitch mix, but it's mainly 4-seamer splitter, and it's 4-seamer up that he's going to try and develop and master again today.
30 years old, he grew up a Dodger fan in Orange County, went to Westminster High School, pitched for the Lions. Ohtani stands in on this Easter Sunday. His first game as a dad. Congratulations to Shohei and Mamiko. Gave birth to a baby girl. Off we go in the series finale. Shohei takes ball 1. Started to heat up against the Rockies like a lot of these Dodger hitters did. 2 home runs in those 3 games before missing the first 2 here. High strike, and it's 1-1. The Dodgers 3 runs in the 4th inning yesterday, but 2 for 25 the rest of the game. So after the offense exploded against the Rockies, only 6 runs in 2 games here. Good to have Shohei back. Lineup just is as many star players as there are. Totally different feel when you don't have this guy starting the game.
Tommy Edman had his best Shohei impersonation, though. But But you are so right as far as resume and sleepless night as a starting pitcher, knowing who the first hitter you're going to face is this guy. Yeah, it's a different equation.
Finally, Shohei can relate with how he makes pitchers feel. His daughter's going to make him feel that way with his sleepless nights.
That's true. He's going to have to cut back from 12 hours of sleep to 10.
Or will he? Because that's very, very high on his priority list, that sleep. Although priorities tend to shift when new people come into your life. Reaches out here, rolls it to second for Marcus Semien, the first out of the ball game.
A splitty that didn't do too much, but he chased it off the plate, and the change of speeds got him to roll over.
Tyler Mahle's coming off 6 shutout innings against the Angels on Tuesday. Struck out a season-high 9 in that game. Even without the overpowering stuff, he gets a bunch of strikeouts. He gets a bunch of swing and miss. The unique fastball we're talking about is the #1 swing and miss fastball in the sport so far. Mookie Betts. Strike one.
It'll be interesting watching Mookie hit off of him as Mookie has the bat up high and then he goes into his little crouch where he presses into his knees. Will he stay taller because of the high fastball?
Pretty crouched still, huh?
Well, I would say yes, but if the pitch was normally going to be away and low and away, I would say that crouch is a little less than normal. He's pressing in, but he's still not getting as low as he normally does.
On this 1-1 pitch, Betts sends it in the air to shallow right field. Adolis Garcia, yesterday's hero, puts it away, 2 out. Freddie Freeman with a home run yesterday, his second since coming off of the injured list, hitting .320 in his first 8 games back.
Here's a guy who will make adjustments according to who's on the mound and what they're going to throw him. He has pulled the ball for power so far this year in a big way.
Yeah, the ball that he hit yesterday was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's a little different ball flight, a little different sound than you normally have from him. And Mahle right back to the top of the strike zone. Didn't get the call there from Nick Lentz. Freddie hitting .389 over his last 5 games. Couple Orange County guys facing off here. And boy, oh boy, Mahle getting squeezed on those first couple.
Yeah, usually, sometimes you have to train an umpire with your foundational pitches. I'm going to keep going there, and you're going to need to call this. It is a strike, and that's like he's trying to establish that.
So he tries the bottom of the strike zone with the splitter and gets the call. 2-1.
It's usually hard in, soft away, but it looks like it's hard up for him and soft down.
That combination has made him extra difficult on left-handed hitters, even though he's a right-handed pitcher. Lefties are 2 for 29 against him this year.
He is just rocking and firing, too.
Love it. Need no pitch clock. 3-2.
So he'll throw more cutters to lefties, and if he doesn't go away here, will it be like a little cutter in on Freddie's hands, especially after he just pulled that one foul?
Mahle from the extreme first base side of the rubber, home to the lefty with a payoff.
They did come inside there, Joe. Freddie's saying, "Get off me, ball." Even smiling about it.
It's got to feel like it's right on top of you between where he's throwing it and where he's throwing it from. You mentioned where he's positioned on the rubber.
Stay back for the splitter and anything away, and then all of a sudden you get that jam shot in there.
Jaws misses, and Freddie Freeman's got to walk.
Freddie's walking to first base, but Mahle is saying, I threw 3 pitches. 2 were probably strikes, and this one was awfully close.
He's thinking one of the 3's got to be a strike. Nick. Teoscar Hernandez with 2 gone in this scoreless first inning. I would say Easter pink cleats, but he wears these most days, and I don't know that they're pink. Sorta. Pink family?
I don't know what color those are.
Cousin of pink. Smacks this ball to right center field. Dustin Harris to cut it off and finish off a scoreless first from Mahle. Tyler Glasnow takes it when you come back. Here come the Rangers, and this lineup is brought to you by your Southern California helpful Honda dealers. Same look at the top of it with Simeon, Seager, Smith, and Garcia, but then Wyatt Langford, their fantastic 23-year-old left fielders, back in there, coming off of the injured list with an oblique injury. Harris, Young, Berger, and Heim to round things out for Bruce Bochy. 7 scoreless from Yamamoto on Friday, the 6 innings from Sasaki yesterday. What does Tyler Glasnow have in store here for his 4th start of the year?
Well, the Dodgers are hoping there's a lot of first pitch strikes because he can get people out in the strike zone and should be very confident to throw those. And then once he gets ahead, the key for him is to make the ball look like a strike, end up a ball, and get more chase.
Marcus Semien, who has homered against him twice, fouls off his first pitch, which is in there to get ahead.
The arsenal right here is very conventional, but it is not conventional when it comes to the elite status of those pitches. They can all be very successful.
Well, the reason that's the first thing you're talking about is because what feels like impossibly, he's got the lowest strike percentage in the majors so far. He's not been in the zone as much, and he's gotten the lowest chase percentage in baseball. Those things kind of go hand in hand. Semien floats one to center field that Tommy Edman will track down for the first out.
Tommy Edman is everywhere, and Glasnow throws 3 for 3 as far as the strikes are concerned. A couple different pitches. That is a good sign. Use your defense. Yeah, you're going to be looking for chases when you get ahead. But you know what? His stuff is so good. Changing speeds, elite spin rate, great break and sharp. Just pound that strike zone.
Corey Seager, hitless yesterday, did draw a walk. He's reached in 10 games in a row, and he's hitting .420 in that time with 3 home runs. Check swing, no swing. Ball 2. Perhaps a good lineup for Tyler Glasnow to get right against when we're talking about him struggling to get chase. This Rangers lineup by far the most aggressive in baseball so far. Bouncer for Freddie Freeman. Glasnow covers, and he's retired the first 2.
Strike percentage good. 2 balls in the strike zone when they're put in play. No chase, but 2 outs.
Now, to your point, his stuff is so explosive. He shouldn't need the chase, and there should be no question about him throwing strikes because he does have a hard time hitting it when it's in the zone.
Well, his track record tells you he's an elite strike thrower, and he's not afraid of the strike zone. This has just been some mechanical issues, some timing issues.
Josh Smith smacks one to left, base hit. Same way that he went with his big double in the 9th inning last night to get the Garcia up. He goes to become the first base runner of the day for Texas.
Last night he pulled the ball down the line and then all of a sudden went to the opposite way. He is definitely proving he is a spray hitter. This one sprayed in the right spot.
Speaking of last night's hero, here he comes. Not the first time he's been a hero. His 5th walk-off home run.
Be careful on the first pitch. The energy and adrenaline from last night still might be in his body, wanting to swing and do something good.
And Adolis energy is the biggest kind of energy.
Especially with the Ranger uniform.
High pop up. He was careful with the first pitch, and he induced a weak little pop to Miguel Rojas to finish off the first inning. Back at Globe Life Field, top of the second inning, no score. Dodgers and Rangers splitting the first 2 games of this weekend set. 5, 6, and 7 coming up here. Tommy Edman the lead off against Tyler Mahle. First pitch swinging, grounded to first, Jake Burger. 1 pitch, 1 out for Mahle. Here's Conforto. At a base hit yesterday, scored a run. All 3 of those runs for the Dodgers coming in the 4th inning. 2 for 25 the rest of the game for the team. Offense still struggling to really get it going. A few games against the Rockies, who are now 3-15 on the year. Facing some good pitching this weekend, both sides.
I think both these teams feel really good about where they're at. The Rangers in first place by 2 games, but their offense is not functioning at a high level. And I think the Dodgers, a half a game behind San Diego, 2nd best record in baseball, I think, still. And you know, they've got to feel really good about the performance and record. There's a lot of upside to both these teams.
Tapper, Mahle involved in both plays. As with anything in life, it's how you look at it, right? And the glass half empty is that, oh, we're not hitting. Both teams can say that. But the glass half full is still winning games, and that's the most important thing, of course. With lineups that you feel like are going to hit. It's a matter of time. 2 away for Muncy.
Yeah, just slightly better on the offensive side tomorrow. They had outstanding pitching. The bullpen, yeah, it was really good until that last swing, but the offense could look at itself and say, you know what, the 4th inning was good, but the rest of it was not very good at all.
Muncy's been a bright spot lately, extended his on-base streak to 7 games with what, until that last swing, looked like it was going to be the difference in the game yesterday. This double to score Conforto.
Well, he's starting to get the bat on the plane of the baseball no matter what the pitch. He's got his eye back, and that he builds from his good eye into hitting.
0-2 very quickly. Inside with the fastball. Turned it up to 93.
Boy, Mahle, we're going to continue to watch him be edgy. And that is a lot of his success because he doesn't leave the ball in the middle of the plate very often.
Has not given up a home run. First 22 innings this season. Here's 1-2 to Muncy. Is cut on and miss. Up another tick. The command and 94. A little boost to finish off an 8-pitch inning. Tyler Glasnow goes back to the mound, and if he and the Dodgers get 7 Ks in this game, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow to get him through the off day. No score as Wyatt Langford takes ball 1 from Glasnow. So the Dodgers' first look at Langford in this series. You saw him near the end of last season when the Rangers came to Dodger Stadium. He's 23 years old, 4th pick of the draft less than 2 years ago. Drafted in 23. And then 8 months after that, he was in the opening day lineup, not for a team that was like desperate for good players. Remember, this was the defending champ last year, and he made the opening day roster. Got off to a good start this season, 4 home runs over his first 10 games, but then injured his oblique and came back much faster than you expect normally when you hear oblique. A lot of times you hear that, and it's like, uh-oh. But Langford coming back today, plug right back into the 5 spot.
If you're going to draw a batting stance of a power hitter and a frame and strength, he pretty much could be in the dictionary. That is it.
And he's got a leadoff walk. Very well-rounded offensive game. In his year in the minors, he walked more than he struck out. All-time home run hitter at the University of Florida. He's got great speed. The frame that you're talking about, some scouts have drawn a comparison to a young Mike Trout.
You can see that. If the shoulders were a little bit wider, you might go, oh, look at this. But, you know, with Trout, his shoulders and his waist are about the same, and it's just really amazing how they get the leverage the way they do in the separation. He's a pretty strong young man.
Pretty fast, too. 21 out of 23 in his career in stolen bases. No balls and 2 strikes on Dustin Harris. And for Dustin, he knew Wyatt Langford was coming back, and he's probably thinking, okay, my time here in the big leagues is limited because he had just come up to fill in for him. But he played so well that they picked somebody else to send down when they activated Langford. Glasnow makes quick work of him here for his first strikeout.
very sharp breaking ball, but what we mentioned earlier in the game is the chase pitches need to look like strikes once you're ahead, end up at ball, and that was a really outstanding pitch.
That pitch has replaced the slider as his most used breaking pitch this year. 1-on, 1 out for Josh Young. What? Ball?
Yeah, that one. When the height is kind of borderline, if it's near the middle, you usually get the strike.
And that was borderline.
That's one of the thoughts about the electronic strike zone in the future, is that the strike zone is really called more in an oval than in a perfect rectangle. So usually that high pitch or the low pitch that's near the middle of the plate gets called, but a high pitch or a low pitch that's near the corner, the ratios start to change on when you get the call compared to the perfect rectangle.
It's now 3-0 on Young. There's a strike. Yeah, so when you have the challenge system, you'll get those pitches that often you don't, right up in the extreme corner.
Like that one right there. If that was called a ball and you challenged it, you would get that strike. But that ratio of that pitch being called is probably like 60-40. It's a ball, but you got the call.
Langford at first, one gone, 3-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. Young normally very aggressive, takes a couple here. And the count goes full. There goes Langford. Strike 3, throw down, not in time, stolen base.
It's well executed all around. The safe stolen base is a good jump and good speed, but it's really nice by Austin Barnes back there. He has to kind of give the umpire on a 3-2 pitch a good look so you don't get the walk, so he didn't pop up right away like you would in the middle of a count compared to a 3-2 pitch. But then a very strong throw is just outrun the baseball.
First man in scoring position in this game. Rangers didn't have a runner in scoring position until the last at-bat of the game yesterday. Swing and a miss. Berger swinging out of his shoes right there on a pitch that was way wide. And another little example that makes you think about what he talked about, trying to impress his teammates, trying to will the ball out of the park. Bruce Bochy noticed it as well, gave him yesterday off. Cracks this one in the air to center field. Edman back to the track. He's got just enough room. Sky scraping drive that dies on the track, and it stays scoreless.
Shop the new Dodgers World Series Champion Gold Collection at MLBShop.com, embellished with gold accents and scripts. Get the gear that celebrates the glory of last season's journey. Let's have another journey like that.
I'm in. How about these powder blues for the Rangers today?
Yep, Sunday softball team.
You don't love them, huh?
I think
Rojas.
I think they're okay. Didn't Kansas City used to wear powder blues like this? I think.
Yeah, quite a few teams throughout the years have dabbled in these. Dodgers in the 1940s had powder blues that were satin.
Glad I didn't play then.
Yeah, right. Bounce it down to Young and Rojas the first out of the third. It was right when they started having night games, and the thought was that they'd be shiny and really pop. The lights would reflect off of them, but El Bencho to the satin jerseys pretty quickly.
We had satin warm-up tops back in the 80s. Kind of pullovers that were satiny and shiny.
How'd you look in those?
You know, we'd have to go back and look at those old baseball cards. And, you know, when you go back and look at your old photos, you're like, why did I wear the hair that way? Why didn't I use gel? I didn't look good with bell bottoms.
Austin Barnes takes strike one.
All those, you know, the old
Everybody
high school.
says that last one.
You go back and look at your prom pictures. You go, why did I wear a white tux with tails?
Yeah.
And a top hat and a cane? I'm like, no.
Barnes scalds a base hit into center. First hit of the day comes from Austin Barnes. One game after he gets his first hit of the year.
Dodgers need some knocks. You go back to the 5th inning of last night, and they were like 1 for 22 to start this inning. So yeah, way to go, Austin. Let's set the table, and now let's push him around.
So man aboard for Ohtani. Noteworthy. It's a frequent topic at this point, how few opportunities he's had, especially with runners in scoring position, the lowest rate in the league. Big rip and a miss right there. Dave Roberts said before the game today that he has considered moving Ohtani down in the lineup in order to get him more run-scoring opportunities, but he also said, I don't want to be reactionary, and that this was the best offense in baseball and won a World Series last year with his same lineup. But if it continues this way, he said the worst reason to do something is because you have always done it that way. And so he is considering different options. And the good thing is you have options. You have Mookie Betts, who's hit there for most of his career. We saw Tommy Edman the last 2 days. That's where he's hit for most of his career.
You know, if you move him down, though, you miss out possibly on that last at bat in the 9th inning.
And that's the idea with modern lineup construction, putting your best hitters 1 and 2 as opposed to the old 3 and 4. Here's 2-1 from Malley. Ohtani fouls it back, and it's 2-2.
If you played a set lineup 1 through 9 and they were always in their same batting position, the first hitter will get 20 more at bats than the second hitter. The second hitter will get 20 more at bats than the third. So you can see, add 20 to every position in the order, and that's how few times the guys at the bottom of the order are not going to come up. At the top of the order the most.
Sorry, when you put it all together, it's close to negligible what it means over the course of a year. Lineup construction. It's going to be a souvenir. Stays at 2-2.
Isn't it amazing how important it is to certain players, though, where they hit?
Yeah.
You know, psychologically.
And because of that, negligible statistically, but there's stuff you can't measure that leads to that end black and white stat that's not negligible.
It's the same thing that they will tell you that statistically negligible is like who's on deck and what the pitch selection of the hitter is.
Can't measure that.
Yeah, it is so hard, but psychologically, I can tell you as a pitcher, you're choosing different pitches depending on the on-deck hitter.
On a 2-2, Ohtani swings and misses down on strikes.
A little softer, a little lower, get you out front. You just don't have enough swing or bat to hit it.
Second one for Malley. Second out of the third. Here's Betts. Fly to right his first time. Now 1 for his last 16. Dave Roberts was saying yesterday how much of a grind this has been for Mookie. You know, he had the big home runs on the first homestand to say it was almost like, okay, so he's fine. He's good. He got over losing all that weight. Remarkable that he did, but okay, moving forward. But the reality is it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's been a grind for him to get back to just solid ground, given all the weight that he lost. Swing hasn't felt exactly right. Still, though, got an OPS above 800.
This game is starting to have the feel of game one in this series, the pitcher's duel, where you can say both pitchers are kind of cruising, but with these lineups, anything could happen at any time in the blink of an eye. So every pitch feels stressful when you're in these kind of duels.
Four-pitch walk. First runner in scoring position for the Dodgers. And a word from Kia.
Interesting visit here because we just talked about who's on deck, and Freddie Freeman, lefty. O'Malley gets right-handers out in a big way. There's no way they're going to pitch to Freddie. He gets lefties out with the cutter in and the splitter away, and that's what, with 2 strikes, the Dodgers have not been able to hit a splitter right now. They got Ohtani twice with the splitter.
Throwing that pitch more than ever is Malley. You can say that about the big leagues as a whole. He's one of 15 qualified pitchers that's throwing it 20% of the time or more. Just 4 years ago, there were 2 that threw it that often. Splitter's making a comeback like the Powder Blues. Two on, 2 out. Freddie Freeman trying to crack the scoring seal. Trying to break the scoring egg.
I had so many dad jokes after that line.
Instead, he just left it in silence and made me feel like a loser.
I did. I was going to say, that's no yoke.
Oh, I like it.
And then I was going to say something about, I wish we were at home, because I would have said, I'll order the egg whites, but we have gray uniforms on.
Oh, that would have been a stretch. I'm glad you didn't do that.
So the silence was just all these lines running through my head.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, though.
That's true.
Malley ahead 0-2. Barnes at second, Betts at first. Here it comes to Freddie Freeman. Chops it down the line, foul.
If there's a guy that won't be in between on the high fastball or the splitter away, it's Freddie. Freddie is so good. We saw that when he took his walk, even though he got a break on a couple of high fastballs that should have been called for strikes. His approach is so solid.
Another 0-2. Freeman fouls it off and stays alive.
When Freddie looks bad on a swing or loses his balance and still gets the foul ball, it's because of the great approach. It's because of he's letting the ball get as deep as possible before he decides.
Great and simple approach when you can be as complicated as you dream of these days. How much information there is out there. Freddie likes to keep it simple. Tries to lay off that high fastball and does.
This is a great example of his mind, his work ethic, and his simplicity of his swing, that he's able to hold up on that after fouling off the splitter that was about 3 to 6 inches off the plate. What a professional hitter.
2 on, 2 out, 1-2 pitch. Ball 2. given all these things you're talking about, and it's a career that he's done this, performing with 2 strikes, shocking to read that he doesn't have a hit this year with 2 strikes. He's 0 for 17 with 2 strikes. Means he's due. Deuce is wild. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 pitch. He's worked it full. Spoiled a couple, took a few. 3-2, and the runners to get a head start on the 8th pitch from Tyler Mahle.
It's easy to become a hitter like this. Just get really good at deciding in an 1/8 of a second whether to swing or not.
There they go. Here it comes. Freeman's down swinging. Went to that bread and butter, the high fastball, and finished him off. Speaking of looks that you regret.
Oh, boy.
Oral Leonard Hershiser.
Yeah, little league pitcher.
Were you good at that point?
I was really good my 7-year-old year when my dad forged my birth certificate to get me in because you had to be 8. So I was 8 for 2 years.
Okay.
That year I hit like 700. And the next year I could barely hit. They took me to the eye doctor and they said, your son sees trees, he just doesn't see the leaves. So then I ended up with those glasses in that picture.
Wow.
And all of a sudden I started seeing again.
What does that mean? You see, that sounds very deep.
Well, I see the tree, the big green blob, but I can't see the leaves.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, very nearsighted.
This is like some kind of deep philosophical conversation. Like, Jesus, 7.
You don't need glasses to see those 2 buck teeth.
2-1 on Jonah Heim, leading off this 3rd for the Rangers in the scoreless game. I
just want to thank the truck for pulling up all the ugly pictures of me.
That's all of them?
No, they got lots more of it.
Heim pokes a base hit to left. And the 9-hitter. Both 9-hitters, both catchers, getting base hits.
Excuse me, base hit.
Leadoff man aboard for the 2nd straight inning. Marcus Semien to the plate. Fly to center field his first time. 34-year-old that was 3rd in MVP voting 2 years ago. Won the World Series. Last year, though, huge drop-off. Had his lowest OPS in a decade. Back to when he was just trying to hang on in Oakland in his early days. And it's been more of the same so far this year. Blinks through it, and he's made quick work of by Glasnow.
Every hitter goes through an adjustment here or two because of age and change in reflexes. You just hope for him it is that.
1 on 1 out. Corey Seager to the plate. Cracks a line drive to right and hangs up for Teoscar Hernandez. Just smoked that thing. Knuckles out there right at the Dodger right fielder. The Rangers have had traffic in all 3 innings, but they're 0 for 6 with men on base now. Like the Dodgers, a little bit home run reliant. 4 runs in this series, all coming off home runs. Josh Smith with 2 away.
We came into this series saying there's going to be some great pitching and some great pitching matchups, and the starting pitchers for both sides have been outstanding. Dodgers ERA, their starters just over 1. And the Rangers starting pitchers in this series are just over 1.5.
Love it. Tight, well-pitched game. Well, 1 swing can be the difference. Josh Smith again goes the other way for a 3rd consecutive at-bat. An opposite field hit for Josh Smith.
This is anything but an uppercut. He gets the bat up on top. He top hands this. You can tell when somebody has a level swing or is trying to stay on top of a pitch, the follow-through is low. The follow-through of the bat after contact is either same height or down even below the ball, and he did a good job getting on top of that one.
It's a guy in Josh Smith who hit 190 in spot duty over his first 2 seasons in the majors, won a Silver Slugger last year, and is hitting above 350 now this year. 2 on 2 out, and Adolis Garcia laid on a fastball. Tried to do what he did yesterday.
I love Tyler Glasnow coming right back in the strike zone. He's giving up some loud contact, but he's not shying away from strikes.
Back to it again, lifted to center field. No big deal for Tommy Edman. And again, Glasnow pitches around traffic.
First 40,000 fans in attendance on April 26th receive a Dave Roberts bobblehead presented by Kinoshita. Visit Dodgers.com/promotion.
Start of the next homestand after the Dodgers play the 2 games against the Cubs. Wrap up this road trip. It'll be the Pirates and the Marlins coming in. Top of the 4th inning, no score. 4, 5, and 6 for LA against Tyler Mahle as Teoscar Hernandez leads off. 1 for 9 in this series after he lined to center field his first time. Chops one down the line. That's a fair ball that sneaks by Josh Young. Leadoff double, Teoscar Hernandez.
Very hard for an infield coach, a fungo hitter, to hit a ball like this and let you practice this kind of top spin that has unbelievable trajectory. Tell me after that first bounce, you know how high the second bounce is going to be. And it's got top spin, and it feels like when it hits the ground, it doesn't lose velocity, where normally ball has backspin or then a little bit of top spin. It has a different velocity after it bounces.
Edman trying to break the scoreless tie. Lofts the first one that he sees down the line. Young is over and out of room. What a tough series, adventurous series for Josh Young down that third base line. That play right there for him defensively, but then he was on the other side of it at the end of the game on Friday night, where he thought that it had been signaled foul, and he had pretty good reason to feel that way, so he stopped running. Wound up being that it was fair, and a game-ending double play. It's easy to sit up here on our high horses and be like, well, you gotta run every time, but he literally thought he was told that he didn't have to run right there when the hands go up.
When he's glancing down to the third at the ball, he sees the third base umpire raising his hands and then a flash sign fair, so you understand.
More adventure for Josh. The Adventures of Josh Young puts away Tommy Edman. Sounds like a really boring show, actually.
A little comparison to the other third baseman, Max Muncy has made some game-saving plays down there at third base,
including that same play. Runner at second, one away. Michael Conforto bounced back to the mound his first time.
That pop-up is a very frustrating at bat for Tommy Edman, a guy that is jack of all trades, master of all. Knew he wanted to get Teoscar over.
Nothing in two.
Mahle hasn't gotten a lot of help from the home plate umpire on his high fastball, and the Dodgers have also been laying off the elevated fastball. So they've really taken his foundational pitch away from him. He and the umpire, the Dodgers and the umpire, are kind of making him throw the ball down a little bit more.
Hernandez at second, one away. 0-2 pitch from Tyler Mahle to Michael Conforto. Missed inside with a fastball.
As a lineup, the Dodgers probably came into this game with the scouting report of, we are going to lay on that high fastball and make some adjustments to hit it. But they have not had to chase it up there. They've done a nice job laying off of it.
Conforto smacks it to Young. Hernandez will take third. It's in time at first.
We've seen a lot of those pitches right there get outs, those little splitters away. He is using the conventional pattern, which is up and in, low and away. Don't give him anything too good to hit, but don't walk him. And that's what he's doing.
Homecoming weekend for Keller High School product. Max Muncy trying to break the tie with Hernandez at third and 2 out. Takes strike one and a perfectly placed fastball that's ticking up and up and up as this game's going on. Seeing pretty consistently 94 the last few from Mahle, which is still a notch below Major League average, but with the way that it spins, the way that he spots it, deadly. Same spot, bullseye 0-2. Fun to watch him pitch.
It really is. Edgy and changing speeds. Some video game accuracy on those last two.
See if he sticks with it or Tosses that splitter in there. It is another fastball. Backed him off of the plate with it.
Well, this is convince him what's coming, but throw the opposite, or convince him what's coming and put it in a hard place to hit.
What have you convinced him that's coming?
The fastball in, you've convinced him that you can do that. So here comes split low and away if you're going to fool him.
It was a splitter. A little dribbler in front of the plate and a wide throw, but a stretch from Berger. And the Dodgers unable to take advantage of the double to start the inning. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Introducing Carl's Jr.'s new triple burgers. Next time, tell them to triple it. 1941, on this day, the Dodgers became the first team to wear protective batting helmets, basically protective batting hats. You can see right here, getting a little plastic sheet thrown into the hat, like a jockey's hat. That's Pee Wee Reese getting that put in right there. Larry McPhail, the GM, is on the right. And it's a response to the year before. Pee Wee Reese got hit in the head and spent 10 days in a hospital. And then a week after that, Joe Medwick, another future Hall of Famer, got hit in the head and knocked unconscious. And so Larry McPhail went to Johns Hopkins University, talked with some brain surgeons there, said, you got to come up with a plan. And they came up with a plastic thing to put in your hat. Didn't seem too advanced. But the point was, we got to start doing something about this. So the Dodgers, the first to wear those protective hats on this date in 41. Be another decade before you'd see anything like this, kind of the construction type helmet. Branch Rickey started doing that with the Pittsburgh Pirates. 3 balls and a strike on Wyatt Langford after he had left the Dodgers and was running the Pirates. It wasn't until 1970 that it was mandated that everybody wear helmets. Langford, who walked his first time, waits on this 3-1 and rips and misses. Full count. Strike 3 called on a fastball. Guessing something else. 4th K for Glasnow.
This first out is just blink through. We've seen this with Yamamoto with respect to the split. Now you're respecting the slider, and look at the pitch efficiency so far. This is fantastic. Pound the strike zone. Yes, there's been loud contact, but he has not gotten scared out of the strike zone.
Right back in the strike zone there. right at Dustin Harris for strike one. I'll be interested to hear how he feels about this outing, because last week against the Cubs, you look at the line, it looks like a nice bounce back performance, just 2 runs over 6 innings. But he said he felt off the whole night, and that's part of why he was extra excited about it. He said he feels like there are times in the past if it was off, I mean, look the start before when he was struggling with the conditions in Philadelphia, he'd let it unravel on him. So the fact that he was able to put up those numbers on a day where he didn't feel right was a big step for him. I wouldn't imagine he's going to say that he feels perfect today. I know it's good, but it's been traffic. Difference has been that he's throwing more strikes.
He's just suffocating the hitters, and it's an aggressive team, but he has not changed his strategy of, oh, they're aggressive and they'll swing so I can go edgy to ball. He's saying, I know you're aggressive, but I'm still coming near the heart of the plate.
Fires 0-2. Back-to-back Ks. Retires Harris the same way that he got him in the second.
Yeah, 3 strikes to get to the 0-2 count with a foul ball mixed in, and then a breaking ball that looks like the knee-high fastball that he's been throwing, and it ends up in the dirt. That one went a little farther in the air than the other time he got him out. The other one was almost in front of the plate.
Not good here. Thomas Elbert, the trainer's out there to talk with Glasnow.
The way he's shaking his arm, they have just, sometimes you get a little zapper on you. Your nerve will go just zap a little bit and try and shake it out. I feel fine. He convinced him that it's fine. That's the thing about veteran pitchers. You got to really know the personalities, because some of them know very well when to push it and I'm fine, and others will have an ego and tell you, flexing his hand right there, like the grip strength. What's tingling down there?
Strike one. Fastballs by Josh Young. One of the things that makes him unique is his body awareness. Just super heightened to the way his body moves. That can be a blessing and a curse. He's talked about how it's a curse and that he becomes too mechanical and too mental about the way his body's moving. But I would think that plays into when you're feeling, like you said, those little zingers where some guys it's like, we're good. He really feels what he feels.
Yeah. I like the last pitch because he didn't shy away from the breaking ball, which is, if he did get a little tingle on that other one, he went right back to that pitch at 82 in the dirt. Executed it.
And he strikes out the side. Fastball attack in the zone from Tyler Glasnow, who's fired 4 scoreless. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Nothing game here. Tyler Mahle's been doing what he does.
Yeah, he's been elevating, but the Dodgers haven't offered. They've only swung at 10 of his 26 fastballs, and most of them have been elevated. What the Dodgers haven't done is hit the ball hard. They've only had 2 hard hit balls. Very few swings and misses today from the Dodger lineup and from Mahle, but not getting hit hard.
8-9-1 coming up here. Miguel Rojas grounded to third his first time, lifts his fly ball to center field for Dustin Harris. And the first out of the 5th. Tyler Mahle's ERA is down to 0.76. Here in his first season, really first full season in Texas. Longtime Cincinnati Red, got traded to Minnesota. But over a year and a half in Minnesota, made only 9 starts. He underwent Tommy John surgery. Signed one of those contracts with the Rangers where they knew they weren't going to have him for half of it. It was a 2-year deal. He came back for the end of last year and made a few starts, but then injured his shoulder, and so they shut him down. And so they're pouring, you know, it's a 2-year, $20-some million deal, but that's pretty much like a 1-year, $20-some million deal because they knew they weren't going to get much from him in 24. But getting their money's worth in 25. Barnes to short and Seager. 2 gone in the 5th.
Dodgers trying to find some offense. Nice to have Ohtani back in the lineup today, but they have been shut out now 9 2/3 innings.
Back to the 3-run 4th yesterday. That 3-run 4th, the only scoring inning the last 2 games. Ohtani in his first game back is 0 for 2. On the first one from Mahle, grounds it to first, and in the blink of an eye, the side retired. 5 pitches in inning number 5.
Celebrate Japanese Heritage Night on April 28th at Dodger Stadium. Purchase a special ticket pack for an exclusive Japanese night jersey presented by Daiso. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
No score to the bottom of the 5th after Tyler Glasnow strikes out the side in the 4th. Faces Jake Burger. And he's right there with a fastball to the inside corner. Burger flied out his first time and is now 0 for 5 in this series and at 185 in his first year with his new team. Burger, Hyman, Simeon, and Barnes is coming out again.
Don't like that. Now he's testing his right leg and right ankle.
It has been a very snappy game. Yes, it's 0-0, but these pitchers have both been throwing a lot of strikes.
So Glasnow, who is rolling along, leaves the game here with nobody out in the 5th. Anthony Bond will get ready. It's actually going to be Luis Garcia that comes in, and the umpires give him as much time as he needs to get ready after the Tyler Glasnow injury. Well, the mood of this game changes just like that. Tyler Glasnow was marching along with 6 Ks, just pounding the strike zone the way you called for at the start of the day. Leaves with what looks to be a lower body injury.
Well, right now, you're just worried about. We saw him get a little, maybe a zapper on the right arm, but then the right ankle starts to be irritated, and it looks like he's having a tough time walking without a limp as he left the game. So yeah, everyone worried about one of their aces. Garcia comes in, a 6-pitch guy. This will be his 10th game with the Dodgers. Made his first major league appearance when they were over in Tokyo. Picked up his first big league win against the Tigers. Well, they're looking for a little length.
I think you got the wrong guy.
Do I? Okay. You tell me what's in your computer.
He's pitched 554 games.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got the wrong guy. You're right. It's the beard that got me. Oops.
I'm sure it's correct information about somebody. Or maybe the game notes are wrong. Is it that? The game notes are wrong?
I'm not going to say that. I'll throw myself under the bus.
All right. Jake Burger is the hitter. It's an 0-1 count that Garcia inherits, so a little head start from Glasnow. And it's cute following, too. I would never call you out unless it was so preposterously off that everybody at home is like,
I will tell you what, I was reading the notes without my glasses, and I missed the part that says with club.
Ah. It's like the outfielder you see on the sunny day without the sunglasses on. It's like, put them on, you know it's going to be hard to see the ball.
My glasses are on the top of my hat.
Oh, I love you.
It's all good.
Two strikes from two different pitchers to Jake Burger. And now third. Speaking of burgers,
7 strikeouts.
Jumbo Jacks.
Let me put my glasses on. I think you got to purchase a large drink, and it's at any LA area restaurant. You can get yourself a free Jack.
The one gone in this 5th inning. Jonah Heim to the plate. Buffalo native Jonah Heim. Waited a long time to get his big league opportunity. 7 seasons in the minors, and was traded 3 different times before he established himself. All-Star 2 years ago, big drop-off last year. So he comes into this year determined to right the ship. And how about 2 home runs on opening day when you're trying to steel yourself against what had happened last year and say that you're a new guy? 2 home runs on opening day, a walk-off hit to finish that season opening homestand. And an OPS about 20 games in that's almost 200 points higher than it was last year in that disappointing year. 2-0 from Garcia is down and in, ball 3. Strike 1.
Garcia can average around 96 with his fastball. And he'll go with his slowest pitch a lot against this free swinging Ranger lineup, which is his sweeper. He'll go down to about 81, 82.
Walks Heim, a no-no there, especially in the context of a scoreless game. Walks the 9-hitter. The 9-hitter's been on both times. Here's Simeon. 0 for 2 today, 2 for 10 this weekend. Trying to extend a little mini 4-game hitting streak. Blast one to left field. Back goes Conforto. He's got just enough room. Been some long flyouts for the Rangers today.
They really have. The Dodgers have been glad there's a warning track and the wall is not at the end of the grass, because they have used those cinders, that dirt, through the max. Another wall ball for an out. Well played. Makes it look routine.
Just those 3 hitters for Luis Garcia. Still no score as Anthony Banda comes in for Seager.
welcome back to Dallas with Anthony Banda on the mound. It's another Texas kid back home. As much as he's from his hometown's about 8.5 hours from Dallas. He did say his friends and family were able to come in for the trip. But his favorite part about just being back in Texas is just you can feel it, whether it's the humidity, that warmth, seeing the license plates. He said that's just the perfect amount of comfort for him. So he's been more than happy to be back in his home state, guys.
He can have the humidity. 31-year-old out of Corpus Christi, Texas. On to face Corey Seager in a scoreless 5th inning. High pop fly, shallow center field, and the bullpen fire drill out there with Glasnow leaving the game. Comes in and pitches a scoreless 5th. T-Mobile coverage cam. Rangers starter Tyler Mahle came in with sub-1 ERA, and he's only dropped that 5 scoreless innings, having given up just 2 hits. Southern California guy, grew up a Dodger fan, we mentioned. Westminster High School. One of 2 big leaguers in his family. His older brother Greg pitched for the Angels in 2016. Comes home to Mookie Betts with strike 1 to open up this 6th. Actually, Greg, as of last year, was still trying to pitch professionally. Pitched an independent ball last year. 1 ball, 1 strike on Betts. Freeman and Hernandez to follow in this inning. Dodgers only the 3 runs in the 4th inning yesterday. That's it the last 2 days. Just enough offense on Friday night. Yamamoto being so good. They had 3 runs Friday, 3 runs yesterday. Nothing so far today. 2-1 or 1-2 on Betts. So that splitter fouled off. Everybody throwing the splitter this weekend, especially. Hitters are 4 for 33 against that pitch type.
It's worked for him today. The Dodgers are pretty much laid off the high fastball, but this guy doesn't give up many hits at all so far in 5 starts.
Back to the fastball, line to center field, and caught by Harris.
He's only given up 10 hits in 5 starts. 10 for 84. They're hitting just over 100 off of him.
It's the fewest hits allowed through 4 starts in Rangers history. They're not doing anything to ruin that line and make it somebody else at the top of the list for first 5 games, as it's going right here. Freddie Freeman, a walk and a strikeout today. 7 straight retired by Mahle. The strikeout came with one of the Dodgers' only chances in this game. They had 1st and 2nd and 2 out back in the 3rd. And he got Freeman at the end of a long battle. Dodgers had another good chance in the fourth when Teoscar Hernandez led off with a double, but he was stranded at third. On the 1-0 pitch, Freeman flies it to center. Harris back at first, now settles under it and 2 away. Here is Hernandez. The lone extra base hit in this game belongs to him. That double in the 4th inning. In there at the knees for a strike. And just 72 pitches for Mahle. Plenty left in the tank. 30-year-old off to a dazzling start. Easy one for Seager. Easy one for Mahle. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, celebrating 20 years of good times. Good times end as soon as you put that thing down. Josh Smith leads off this inning, takes ball one from Anthony Banda. 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Rangers. We've had base runners in 4 of the 5 innings today. Neither team with anything to show for their efforts to this point. It's 2-0. Garcia and Langford to follow. Ben Casparius has started warm in the Dodger pen. Fly down the line. Conforto's over and out of room.
The way the series has gone, as we take a look at Ben Casparius out there in the bullpen getting loose, whoever scores is probably going to win. And the Dodgers have scored in 3 innings over 24 innings, and the Rangers have scored in 2 innings over 23.
.31-year-old from Sinton, Texas, Anthony Banda comes home, and there's Josh Smith banging another base hit. Everything center and left for the left-handed hitter. Proof.
He's pulled long balls down the pull side for foul home runs, but then since then he has been slashing to left field. This one a little bit more up the middle.
He's got 3 of the Rangers' 4 hits in this game as Garcia comes up and takes upstairs. One ball, one strike. This guy that comes up and makes all the Rangers fans slide to the edge of their seat. The 1-1 pitch. Inside ball 2. Dave Roberts trying to get Anthony Banda through here, fulfilled the 3-batter minimum. But he moved up. Glasnow leaving early. It's ball 3.
This is where Garcia might cheat. You got to be very careful on this pitch. I wouldn't even mind thinking about tricking him.
Woo. Fastball. He went around and it's 3-2.
Definitely cheating. That was as soon as the ball left his hand, he was going to start to swing.
He's worked hard at being more disciplined, shortening that swing. He can take the aggression out of the hitter, but something, he's still aggressive. There goes Smith. Fouled off. Who he is. Adolis Garcia, aggressive, exciting player.
You mentioned that the fans are at the edge of their seat when he comes up. Their best hitter, Corey Seager, you can't get on the edge of your seat because he swings at the first pitch, puts it in play.
Right.
This guy gives you some drama.
See if Smith goes again. Another 3-2. He does. Garcia's down swinging. Barnes throw not in time. Go ahead, run into scoring position on a stolen base, the second of the day for Texas.
Well, these Rangers have 2 bags. And they're going to send him back to first base with a little bit of interference on Garcia. The bat hits Barnes. And so we're going to have you return to first. You're not out at second, but you got to return from where you came from. But Austin Barnes has done an outstanding job on both steal attempts. One was a 3-2 pitch where he had to stay down and get the called strike and still made a really good throw to second. And on this one, he does a very nice snap throw. Look how quick the release is from the glove to the throw. But he gets hit, and there is no SB.
You may say, well, wait a minute, somebody's got to make an out on that. But because it's backswing interference, it doesn't have the same penalty. So it goes back to first. And Dave Roberts does get Banda across that finish line, the 3-batter minimum, even though had an uncomfortable moment there of him having to face Garcia. And now Kasperius comes in. And a 0-0 game here in the bottom of the 6th inning, on to face Wyatt Langford.
The rookie they have leaned on his 9th game. All rookie pitchers. He's right there in the top 5 as far as games being used.
Smith, the runner at first, 1 away. In there, strike 1, pinpoint with the fastball. Spiria's first 6 games didn't give up a run in 9 innings, and then that disaster of a game against the Cubs last weekend where he gave up 6. Bounced back though against the Rockies, went 3 innings, got the win. First one of the season for Ben. He's been such a valuable part of this bullpen. You knew the bullpen was going to be good. You didn't figure that Ben Kasparias and Jack Dreyer would be a huge reason why.
It really is a whole bunch of great names down there in the bullpen that can be used in almost any role. That gives Dave Roberts and Mark Prior a lot of flexibility on matchups.
Well, Kasparias is a career starter. He finds himself in a role right now that not many bullpens have, and that is a guy that can give you length, but is also a piece that you use in winning formulas. A lot of times you think of length guys out of the pen and it's mop up, get you through the game sort of thing. There goes Smith on a pitch that's fouled off, and it stays at 1-2. He's a guy that there's a feeling you may see more of moving forward in pitching staffs across baseball. You're not going a few innings out of the bullpen because you're the last guy on the staff. You're doing that to be a weapon and set the rest of the staff up for the rest of the week. Because, of course, you'd love to be a starter, but are you going to go 6 innings as a starter 1 time a week? Or are you going to go maybe 3 innings twice a week, cover the same amount of ground, and serve a huge role, just different?
Well, a bullpen has roles because of the scoreboard and guys' abilities in the bullpen. This Dodger bullpen is really a matchup bullpen. It doesn't matter what the score is. It could be 1-0, it could be 6-0. They're going to match up, and that length, like you say, but he can be used no matter what the scoreboard says.
2-2 to Langford after a toss over.
That long man role that you say is the kind of the mop-up long man, the game's out of hand, and then everybody else has a, you're the setup guy, you're the guy we can go to when there's a lot of lefties coming up, you're the guy that can keep the ball in the ballpark, or we need a strikeout here.
Bigger lead for Smith. They got a great jump on a bouncing ball to short. Will stay out of the double play. Betts will get Langford.
It looks like Mookie has found his arm slot over there at short. It doesn't look anything like his throw from the outfield. He is almost ball below his shoulder as he goes to release it. This is something he's been working on, to find that comfortable, accurate throw. The only time he threw a ball like that from the outfield is like after he caught a routine fly, nobody on, he's tossing it into the infielders.
Runner at second, 2 out. And a ball on Harris. The rookie's 0 for 2. Happier than anybody to have Tyler Glasnow out. Glasnow retired him quickly both times. Back foot breaking balls. Chopper to first. Freddie Freeman will take it himself and just beat Harris to the bag. Boy, blurring speed over there for Harris. Freddie Freeman just fast enough.
Testing. Celebrate Women's Night on April 29th. Purchase a special ticket pack and receive a Dodger Women's Night crew neck sweater. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
On that powder blue theme. Wonder if it's satin. Top 7, nothing game. Goose eggs. Tommy Edman leads off and takes a ball from Tyler Mahle. 6 more scoreless innings for the Rangers starter. His ERA for the season's down to 0.70. He's thrown as many as 94 pitches in a game this year. And tries to go 7 for the second time in the last 3 starts.
His split finger doesn't act like a split finger an awful lot. It kind of comes in there like a straight change.
You know what's interesting is he's throwing the splitter for a strike more than he is his fastball. Normally you don't think of a splitter as an end zone pitch. Only had a few chases on it. It's been right there, bottom of the knees.
And I'm wondering if he's adjusting his grip on the width of his fingers, like you go a little bit wider if you wanted to have some more depth. But if you want to throw it for a strike, just spread your fingers a little bit, takes the velocity off.
Think about the difference between his splitter and Yamamoto and Sasaki. They're like 3 different pitches.
Yeah.
Edman cranks his ball to center field, but Harris is there.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say Mahle's fingers are the narrowest, that Yamamoto's are a little wider than his, and then I would say Sasaki, he's throwing a fork ball. It's really wide. He's putting that ball deep and using just the sides of his fingers to grip it.
Conforto, very high. Got to go back to the 4th inning yesterday to find their last run. These 2 teams in this series combined for 10 in 3 games. 1-0. A little bit low. Squeeze there on that splitter.
If the ABS system comes into the big leagues next year, that one might get challenged.
Two and 1. Conforto's 0 for 2 today. Slump's been going for a couple weeks for Michael, back really to the beginning of the last road trip. On a 2-1, Conforto takes inside, ball 3. Rangers' pen is quiet. "15 straight scoreless innings for Tyler Mahle. 10 in a row retired here. He walks Conforto. 3rd free pass issued. We get a word from Morongo.
Desi Banks, live April 25th. Get tickets now. Morongo.
That will change the look down in the bullpen. Mike Maddox gives a shout down there. Dodgers are their first base runner since Tasker Hernandez started the 4th with a double. Looking to take advantage at the bottom of the order here. Max Muncy. Ahead 1-0.
Max very capable of changing that 0 home runs to putting the Dodgers up right here with a big fly. Really the last power threat until Ohtani comes back up with Rojas and Barnes behind him. Like Maddox looking to give the bullpen a little time to get loose right here. Phone call to the pen before he ventured out of the dugout.
Former Dodger Chris Martin and Hobie Milner. Mike Maddox, longtime pitching coach in St. Louis. We're here to Texas. Decades in the game. Got his first ring 2 years ago. Same setup as the 4th inning yesterday. Tie game. Conforto on base. And Muncy at the plate. Took a throwing error to move Conforto into scoring position to set up the go-ahead run in that instance. But at least a duck on the pond here for Muncy, one of the hottest Dodgers. Hot in the form of mostly walks and singles. Still looking for that first home run of the year. The 1-0, and Mahle gets this one to pop up. Back goes Heim. He's out of room. So Muncy's looking for his first home run. Tyler Mahle yet to allow one. Now in 26 innings.
I like it. Keep talking about it.
No home runs allowed. No home runs hit. No chance in the world.
No, it's impossible. The odds are completely against it.
That's true. That's just fact. Tie-breaking run at first. Conforto off to his lead. Mahle's 1-1 pitch. Muncy grounds one up the middle. Ricochets off the mound. Seager's only play is at first, and there are 2 gone in the 7th. Into scoring position goes Conforto, and it'll be up to Miguel Rojas.
Very rarely do we have a 6-3 at 4 or 6 at 4-3.
Yeah.
But with the new shift rules in the last couple of years, that's what that is.
Rojas with an 0 for 2 so far today. After hitting .283 last year, the average down to .152. Looking for his first run batted in of the season. Ahead 1-0. Dodger team that's been the most home run reliant in baseball. And if it was like this over a full season, it'd be the most home run reliant team in baseball history. Looking for just a base hit here. Ball and a strike on Rojas.
The ball's probably going to get put in play. 38 swings, only 5 misses. Only 4 hard hit balls though for the Dodgers. They have not barreled it up.
Ahead 2-1. The Rangers probably feeling like they've done enough to have a run or two because they've hit it hard today.
Well, they sure have.
A couple walks in there. There's been some bad luck sprinkled throughout so far this season with this rough offensive start. No score in the 7th. Rojas ahead 3-1.
Ranger outfield is playing for the win. They are very shallow. They are pinched in, trying to throw a runner out from second that is going on contact.
On a 3-1 pitch, Rojas takes strike 2. Tyler Mahle getting close to the end of the road here. 90 pitches. Go ahead run at second. 2 gone in the 7th. Here comes a payoff pitch. Miguel Rojas swings and misses at the high fastball. Tyler Mahle likely finishes his day by straining a man at second. 7 scoreless innings today for Tyler Mahle. Now 16 scoreless innings in a row. What a start he's off to. Both starting pitchers excellent today. Problem for the Dodgers is that Tyler Glasnow left early. It struck out the side in the 4th. He'd gotten strike 1 to begin the 5th, but then he leaves what looks to be a lower body injury and an already injured starting staff. Hopefully it's nothing that's too big a deal, but another guy dealing with an injury issue. There are good signs on here. Clayton Kershaw is working his way back. Blake Snell's supposed to begin throwing off a mound this week. And Tony Gonsolin, one more start coming in Oklahoma City as he comes back from the back injury that he suffered during spring training. But the thought is he could be ready to join the big league team after that start. Kasperius for the bottom of the 7th. He came on during the 6th, finished off that inning. Bottom of the Texas order, Young, Berger, and Heim in a scoreless game. Spins one to the knees, strike 1. Young's 0 for 2 today. Struck out looking against Glasnow both times. Brand new role for Kasperius, no matter whether it's the multi-inning guy or 1 inning at a time. He's a starter through and through. A little bit low. It's been a learning experience in every way, not just learning his way around the big leagues, but how do I handle getting ready as a reliever? Jack Trier gets ready. 2-1 from Kasperius. Misses away, ball 3. He's really leaned on Josh Bard down there. The relievers rave about him. Big part of that group's success. Big part of the job of the bullpen coach is to instill confidence in his guys, and he does that as well as anybody. Those guys go out there feeling like they can get anybody in the world out. And Josh Bard has a big part in that.
The biggest thing with young guys is throwing out of anxiety down there, really being confident that you are loose enough and just maintaining that.
Lazy fly to center field for Tommy Edman in the first out of the 7th.
Once you're loose in the bullpen, you don't have to continue to throw. Maybe throw once every 3 or 4 pitches that happen in the game. Just take a nice, you don't have to throw like you're on the pitch clock. Mm-hmm. There is the hurry up, need you in a hurry, and then there's the just get up just in case, and then there's kind of just watch the game. You got your ball in your glove, stand on the mound, and we'll let you know when you start tossing.
Jake Berger takes a strike. Well, this is a little more like it today for Kasperius because he was pretty certain he was going to throw. He hasn't since Wednesday. And so you could at least lean into it like you could on a start day. Berger smacks it foul, and it's 0-2. Part of what's hard being a reliever, the uncertainty of when your name's going to get called, but part of the thrill too. Guys will tell you when that phone rings, most days it can be any one of them. They know where their slots are, but just that moment where, okay, is this my chance? Is it coming now?
And that adrenaline rush of the phone ringing down there is completely different for a young guy compared to a veteran. The veteran has experienced the phone rings and hears his name to get up and has a regimen, a heartbeat that he knows what he wants to do as he goes to do it. But the young guy, that rush of adrenaline can take you out of your sequence.
Got him with a fastball. Speeds by Berger for the second out of the 7th.
Well, he's got a fastball, he's got a slider, he's got a cutter, he's got a curve, and this is the heater that beats him.
And Kasperius has retired all 4 that he's faced. 5 through 8, really 4 through 8 has been a black hole for the Rangers today, but Jonah Heim down in the 9th spot has reached both times with a single and a walk.
And he's getting one of the few hits from either team in the series and in this game. Both teams combined are hitting around 170 for the whole series. It's been only 29 hits combined between both teams. Only 10 total runs. We've almost played 3 full games.
Kasperius to Heim with the 2-1 and a pop foul back. 2-2.
A lot of times as a broadcaster, when you are watching on the monitor and there's a foul straight back, you might think about looking to see if the ball's going to make it into the booth.
Not here.
No, not here. We are way up there. It's not going to get into Washington's booth. It's not going to get into this booth. Pittsburgh.
Yep. That's you waving. 2-2. Into center field, and Ben Kasperius goes 5 up, 5 down, sending this game to the 8th. Still 0-0. World champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Check out the full lineup of stylish, powerful trucks and SUVs. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Still no score as we move along to the 8th inning, and a former Dodger in Chris Martin comes on to pitch at the age of 38, pitching for his hometown team. Second stint with the Texas Rangers, and like a lot of these guys in the pen, brand new to this team this year. One-year deals, veteran relievers that look to be hanging on but are thriving early on.
Well, you know he's going to pound the strike zone. He does not walk people.
He's going to face a pinch hitter to open this scoreless 8th. Will Smith pinch hitting for Austin Barnes. And at the first pitch, he bangs it into left center field. A leadoff hit. Cold off of the bench, but the hot bat continues.
The catcher knows his ex-pitchers, and he knows this guy pounds the strike zone. He's only walked 47 batters over a course of a 10-year career. So Will Smith, as the next battery mate, says, it's going to be close. Let's get the barrel started. Nice line drive to left.
So a pinch hit, base hit to open this inning, and now it's Ohtani. Ball 1. Ohtani in his first game back after missing the 2 games for the birth of his daughter is 0 for 3. Facing his old teammate on the Fighters in Japan and Chris Martin. The 1-0 pitch. Ohtani takes high. So he's seen a fastball and a cutter. He's not seen a splitter, which he's responsible for teaching Chris Martin a decade ago in Japan. On 2-0, Ohtani fouls it off, and it's 2-1. These are the kinds of games the Rangers have made their hay this season. Another one-run win yesterday. 6-0 in one-run games. More than half their wins have been of the one-run variety. The 2-1 pitch. There's the pitch that he learned from him. Shohei says, I know that pitch better than you. Ball 3.
From the other location. That's a very good pitch.
Here's a 3-1, and there's ball 4. First 2 each for the Dodgers. Something brewing in a scoreless game in the 8th. And a rare walk from Martin.
He only walked 3 batters all last year with 44 1/3 innings. He's walked 3 batters already this year in 9 1/3 innings. Could it be that he knows his stuff's a little shorter with age and now trying to be a little finer?
Well, this has got to be it here. In a scoreless game, first and second, nobody out. Heart of your order coming up. Betts has won for his last 17.
Yeah, when the heart of the order's coming up, you got to dodge more than one bullet if you're on the mound. There's just, this lineup just going to keep coming at him right here.
Smith is second, Ohtani at first. Mookie sends a fly ball the other way that moves Adolis Garcia back. This will advance the go-ahead run to third. Perhaps. Wow! What a throw to even make that a question. But he does ultimately get Smith to third, and the go-ahead run is 90 feet away.
The flight of this ball, I thought Yasiel Puig was out there in right field. This is so accurate and high velocity. Beautiful throw.
Freddie Freeman, one of the great situational hitters of this era. First and third, one away. No score in the 8th. Rubber match between the last 2 champions. First pitch. Upstairs.
They've attacked Freddie with fastballs and cutters in, and the split finger away. The split finger away after that up fastball would possibly induce a rollover ground ball.
2-0.
We saw Teoscar in an RBI situation in game 1 where all of a sudden I said he's going to go to right field, and did. Freddie's patented swing right here, right at the shortstop, and hit it to left.
Drives it the other way. Langford going back. Plenty deep enough to break the scoreless tie. Freddie Freeman with a sacrifice fly right after Mookie Betts advances Smith with a fly of his own. Team baseball in the 8th. Take a 1-0 lead.
Well, we've complimented Freddie today on his approach, and again, it is perfect. Late to left field with fastballs, able to stay on anything off speed. Definitely the approach of an RBI champ.
Yeah, we talk about this being a home run reliant team. How about the beauty of this inning? A pinch hit single, a walk, a productive out, and a sacrifice fly. And it's 1-0 LA. 2 gone for Teoscar Hernandez. Cracks his bat on a roller to Seager, and that'll do it. To the bottom of the 8th we go. The Dodgers on the board first. On the scoreboard on this Easter Sunday as the Dodgers get a run in the top of the 8th inning. Tyler Glasnow was rolling but left the game with what looked to be a lower body injury early on in the 5th inning. Luis Garcia, Anthony Banda, Ben Kasparius have combined with 3 scoreless relief innings. And now Jack Dreyer, who just keeps on climbing that trust tree. This is a unique outing for him. First time that he'll go back-to-back days. Had a 1-2-3 inning yesterday. It's against the top of the order, and it's also the first time in his very young major league career that he's been in this late in the game in a tie game or with the lead. Top of the order, Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, Josh Smith. 2-0 on Semien. Will Smith stays in after his pinch hit single for Barnes. Three and 0. That is a 4-pitch walk to open the inning.
He's been effective in the strike zone. Hitters are only 3 for 41 off of him. That's an .073 batting average. So have some confidence and get right back in there. This is quite a guy at the plate to get back in there against.
Corey Seager. To Dreyer, knocks it down and goes to first very calmly. Scorcher back to the mound that he's able to knock down and get the first out. Semien into scoring position, 1 away.
He's able to catch it. He's got himself a double play. You see, even if you're 6 feet off the base, if you catch that ball, one little quick throw over to first and you are out like a pickoff play. But good to knock it down. Record 1.
About 95 going in, 105 coming back.
Ouch.
Survival there. So Semien into second. Josh Smith, who's got 3 of their 4 hits today at the plate. One of the best lefty-lefty hitters in baseball the last year. Grounds it foul. So far this year, though, it's been all against righties. In fact, every hit, all 16 hits that he has this year have come against right-handed pitchers. The lefty Dreyer's 0-1. Smith takes down the middle, strike 2.
Expecting breaking ball, getting fastball. Dreyer's fastball this year, so far, the league is 0 for 18 against it.
Strikes him out. Boy, I don't know what Smith was looking for, but he takes back-to-back strikes with a tying run in scoring position. 2 gone in the 8th.
Left on left situation. Dreyer will throw almost 60%. One type of breaking ball or the other. The slider, that one, or the curveball.
It's going to be those 3 hitters for him. Adolis Garcia is coming up, and Evan Phillips is coming in. Phillips. He was supposed to make one more outing in AAA before joining the team, but when Blake Trinan got placed on the injured list, they activated Phillips yesterday, put him right into a tight spot, and got 2 Ks.
The breaking ball looked excellent, like midseason form. Some people call it a slider, some people call it a sweeper. It's an out pitch.
Tying run at second in the form of Semien. Yesterday's 9th inning hero here in the 8th, Adolis Garcia. There it was, right there, strike one. It starts at the hitter and ends up outside.
It's got some ridiculous break. It's got another gear. It's an experiential sport when you are a hitter, and when somebody throws you a pitch like that, normally it doesn't break that much, so it's hard to read.
Here comes his 0-1. Same thing. Did he go? Sure did. Strike 2.
Just went a little lower, a little slower, means his hand got a little bit more to the front of the baseball. It broke more and actually had some depth.
You got to throw the same thing, right?
I like it.
Yes, he did. 3 in a row. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
This home run reliant team did not rely on it in this inning. Will Smith with a pinch hit base hit. Mookie Betts driving the ball the other way. Moved him over. Freddie got him in with an opposite field. Great approach, and it was a very good inning to produce a run.
Beautiful game so far. The 8 scoreless innings from the pitching staff. That well-earned run right there. Now to the 9th we go, and Hobie Milner on for Tommy Edman. 2 balls and no strikes. Dodgers saw Milner on Friday night. Hadn't given up a run for 6 games of the year. They got 2 against him though Friday. Edman is 0 for 3. For the Rangers in the bottom of the 9th, it's Langford, Harris, and Young, and Tanner Scott has started to warm. Check swing, no swing, ball 3.
The anticipation with Tommy Edman is not what is he going to do now, but when is he going to do it right-handed? This is the side of the plate that they really expected him to thrive, but so far it's been the new left-handed swing that has been getting a lot of the production.
On this 3-2, he fouls it back.
That was a pretty aggressive 3-2 swing from him. Feeling pretty froggy in the box. Could look for a walk and try and produce it without a home run, but that was a home run type swing.
Another payoff. Another foul.
Short and quick to the ball right there to spoil that one.
Edman, Conforto, and Muncy for LA here in the 9th. Series tied at a game apiece. Dodgers by a run here in the finale. Chopper, Seager, 1 out.
We saw Corey when he was young. Boy, has he gotten smoother out there at short. He really has taken the edges off his game on defense.
Eye test this weekend, and statistically, the advanced metrics have him as one of the best in baseball this year. Still so early that it's hard to put a ton into those, but when they match what your eye's telling you, go with it. Conforto. And remember, right from the day he was drafted, they were talking about, well, he's too long to play short. He's going to have to move at some point.
Well, he used to rely on his arm and kind of lay back, and now he is charging aggressively no matter how hard the ball's hit.
That's partially Chris Woodward's influence. Worked with him on that in Los Angeles, worked with him on that as the manager here in Texas for a few seasons. And it's the same kind of coaching that he's given Mookie Betts. The message is, you don't have to be a teaching tape fundamental 2 hands on the ball shortstop. You're an athlete. Play downhill. Milner's 0-2. Woodward spent 4 seasons as the manager here. His first managerial gig. Said he wasn't necessarily looking forward to coming back, but was excited to reconnect with the people and had nothing but respect for the people in the organization. Conforto's down on strikes, 2 out.
Well, I know he reconnected with some of the better restaurants here in town because he was at the same place I was, and it was good food.
Yeah.
He had his whole family. I was a table for 1.
He said first managing gig each year, felt like he aged 5. Muncy takes a strike, but that's not necessarily all bad. He said, I also feel like I grew wiser each year. I learned so much. And he took a lot of pride seeing the Rangers win it all in 2023, the year after he left. You know, one way to look at it would be, oh, well, Chris Woodward leaves and now they win the World Series. But a lot of the groundwork was laid in the 4 years that he was there. Cupboard was full for Bruce. Two balls and a strike on Max Muncy. Last chance here perhaps to extend his on-base streak, sitting at 7 games. 0 for 3 in this one. Sends a high fly ball to deep center field. Harris is going back onto the track. He's got it. And that'll send this game to the bottom of the 9th. Fasten those seatbelts. Tanner Scott coming on, trying to lock down a 1-0 win. Adrian and Dontrell. Dodgers trying to get it to those guys sooner rather than later. To the bottom of the 9th inning, leading 1-0. Chris Taylor comes in and replaces Michael Conforto, as has become custom. They're a package deal here. Tanner Scott comes on to close the 9th as Chris Taylor goes out to left field as the defensive replacement. And Scott, in his first year with the Dodgers, 7 out of 8. He's not walked anybody. Usually when he's had issues, it's been the walks. Been more hits than usual against him. Wyatt Langford leads off and takes a strike on the inside corner. Pitched around 2 hits on Friday night. An excellent defense from Max Muncy helped him get the save. Kevin Pillar in the on-deck circle in Dustin Harris's place. Ahead 0-2.
Fastball slider, 2 fastballs, might set up a back foot slider right here. See what he wants to go with, that or go up the ladder.
It is a breaking pitch. Backhand Rojas, off balance throw, not in time with Langford's speed. And an infield hit.
Ground ball beat the data. It was hit weakly enough to be an out, but it's not hit where it's expected to be. You see Miguel Rojas right up the middle. Ball gets by Tanner Scott at the mound, and it just turns into a pretty routine hit when it ends up over there and you're throwing it over your shoulder.
Pillar's announced as the pinch hitter. Mark Pryor comes out with a scouting report for Scott. Rangers dreaming of doing the same thing they did yesterday. Went into the 9th inning down a run and won it. And like they've done so many times this year, 6-0 in 1-run games.
The Rangers have put people on, created a lot of traffic today. Some hard hit balls that have reached the warning track where they didn't get anything for it. They are 1 for 16 with men on in this game.
Have to keep an eye on Wyatt Langford. Already has a stolen base today. 22 out of 25 in his career. Pillar, pinch hit on Friday. Grounded out. He's above 300 here in his first year with Texas.
Pinch hitters usually like to swing at the first pitch. We saw that with Will Smith. Watch out here.
Saw that with him the other day. Saw that with Pillar. He takes strike 1.
It gets the hitter into game speed, gets their adrenaline going. Very few pinch hitters are patient.
Scott's 0-1 pitch. Fouled off, and it's 0-2. One of the benefits to having a left-handed closer is what that means for the running game. It's a weak spot for a lot of closers, but tougher to steal on a lefty like Scott. Not been a stolen base attempt against him all year. Very conservative lead over there. 1-2.
Clayton Kershaw uses the same kind of move when he has what is called a slide step, but both these guys, Kershaw and Scott, they load still. They're not sliding and not using their lower body.
Pop up, shallow right, Rojas over. He's there for the first out of the 9th. Tanner Scott, the 6th reliever the Dodgers have used today. Looked like it was going to be an easy day for the bullpen with the way Tyler Glasnow was attacking, and it just struck out the side before he left the game, which what Dodgers have already reported is cramping. So that's a good sign that cramp's not an injury per se. But 6 relievers putting up zeros. Strike 1 on Josh Young.
You got some equity as far as using the pen today, though, with that off day tomorrow in Chicago. But yeah, you're right. The way the starters were going on both sides, you thought we're going to at least go 6, both of them.
The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2, 97 speeds by him.
You love it when Tanner Scott's fastballs get swing and miss in the zone. No chase here, just beat him.
Tying run at first. Speedy runner Wyatt Langford. One gone, 9th inning, 0-2 pitch. Inside, just missed.
The leg kick can deceive the runner, but it also can deceive the hitter. Full leg kick sometimes, slide step other times.
The 1-2. Young, who's 1 for 10 in this series, included a double play to end Friday's game. On this 2-2, he rips a line drive to left field. Chris Taylor's there, 2 out. Story of the day for Texas. Hard hit balls to the wrong spot.
Hit expectation for their exit velocities and angles have been very high, but they haven't gotten much to show for it. It's the score on the scoreboard that counts.
And it comes down to the guy that has felt the weight of Texas on his shoulders here in his first month with his new team and buckling under it to a 179 average. Strike one, pitching him backwards. 0 for 3 today, 0 for 7 with 5 Ks this weekend. Scott's 0-1. There goes Langford. Berger takes. Throw from Smith is in time. Game over. He popped off the bag. Well, it looked like he was there early, but the umpire, Vic Carapazza, saying he came off of the bag. Was the tag still on him when he did?
Both Austin Barnes and Will Smith have done an awesome job behind the dish with their pops and their throws. With the accuracy of the throw from Will Smith, it allows the tag to kind of slightly elevate him as he puts it down firmly. And does he come off enough, and is the tag still on him?
See, I think he does come off, but I think it times out perfectly with the glove also being off.
Yeah, and it looks like it could be even close to the bare wrist. Now the call on the field is out. And would that be right in there to balance it?
Well, this is a fun one, even if it's a 5-0 game in the 3rd inning. So his foot's back down there. The question is, was the glove?
Yeah.
That's not the moment the glove hits. Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness. Just the tip of that cleat.
Does it get there?
I think he's safe. I think the glove is on him while he's on the bag.
Cleat
It's
is there.
off
The
him
cleat's
while
down now.
Yeah,
and the glove's off.
Got it backwards. Had the tag on him when he was safe. Had the tag off him when he would have been out.
Oh, boy.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear that he's safe. It's just the call on the field being out.
Exactly.
They agree that it's clear.
If the game is over, it's a call stands. It's a stands or reversed.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is out.
Woo! Happy Easter. And the Dodgers win it 1-0. They put up a goose egg.
That call secured their 2nd shutout in this series and their 3rd one in the last 9 games.
The first of the 1-0 variety since August 2 years ago.
They avoided hard hit balls, and they got a nice call at the end of the game.
And so the Dodgers get their 5th win out of their last 6 games. Now 16-7, and for a few hours tied with the Padres for the best record in baseball. What a win for the Dodgers. What a well-rounded win. 4 good innings from Tyler Glasnow, 5 scoreless out of the bullpen, 1 very productive team inning of offense, and then a throw 'em out to end the game. Off day tomorrow. A 2-game series with the Cubs begins on Tuesday. We'll talk to you then from the Windy City.